Hello and welcome to day 10. Can you believe it? So in working world, we have worked 10 days if you work Monday through Friday. In February, it's crazy. I know, 10 days, like where did the time go? I feel like it was just Christmas and well, wait a minute, I feel like it was just last February. But anyways, here we are. So as you probably have began to notice that time disappears when you're not looking. And well, I guess time just does disappear when you're busy too, when you're getting things done. And so day 10 is all about checking in. So you want to go back to, and if you need to go back in the blog to go right ahead and do so, it's again, kimravita.com/blog. And today is a check-in. So you want to just check it. Well, where are you? Where are you today? Where were you at the beginning? And if you didn't start, well, now's a great time to start. It's always a great time to start. And where, I don't necessarily want to get ahead of ourselves and say, where do we want to go? But you want an eye on that. So we're going to recap and I'm going to read because remember, I want to make sure I stay on point because I do have that tendency to add and give additional information. And I know for me, when somebody or a coach or a trainer goes a little off topic, or I don't want to say off topic, but they sort of expand a little bit more, I start to, oh, wait a minute. And I get a little anxious and I don't want that to happen to you. I want to stay right on point. What have we been talking about over the last 10 days and help you continue to move forward with your productivity. So we've got 3 top steps, T, capital O, capital P, time, organization in terms of your time organization, and yes, your things, your categories, and priorities. So we began with determine the time that you have to work, right? So you know you're not working 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or 12 to 2, whatever it is. When are you actually just getting things done? Not looking at your phone, unless that's something you need to do, and it's on your list. Not letting the dogs in and out. I raise my hand for that. Not seeing, well, what are they doing? All of that. When am I actually working? And how much time am I actually working, right? So get really clear on that. 2 was take inventory of the big picture. So what are you doing? What's the big picture of what you are doing? Number 3 was to do your time estimation. So, okay, you looked at what you're doing and now you just estimated how much time something took for you to do, or you think it takes for you to do. And then you create the small picture and what specifically, so if you said big picture, I have marketing activities. Well, what are those specific marketing activities? Because this is where we start to get right into the nitty gritty and start to eliminate things, start to look at things differently, and start to act differently so we get things more accomplished. Number 5 was to establish your RGAs as well as your NRGAs. And remember, we defined that as revenue generating activities. So in a business, you want to be spending the bulk of your time on your revenue generating activities, but you just established them. You didn't do anything about them on number 5. Now, number 6, you calculated your time precisely, meaning exactly how long does it take you to write a blog? Exactly how long does it take you to sign on a client? Exactly how long does it take you to drive to a client? Exactly how long, blank, blank, blank. So you're exact. It's like 10 minutes and 2 seconds, 10 minutes and 22 seconds. It's exact. That's your precise time. And then you start to use your time accurately. So you start to say, okay, well, and you know what, usually it's like, I think I said in one of my blogs, it's eye-popping because you go, wow. When I first started this, I realized what I was missing was the travel time. So in my calendar, if I'm going somewhere, I write travel to, and then of course the appointment's underneath it, and then I do travel back or travel home or whatever it happens to be. But I put that in there. So I know specifically, and sometimes I have to guess, yeah, you know, you don't know what traffic is going to be, but if that's the case, I add time, and we're going to get there. We'll be talking about that soon, and that's another kind of eye-popping thing as well. But I know exactly how long my meeting's going to be. Well, let me back up for a second. For the most part, yes, I do, because I have that say, right, and that we're also going to talk about time boundaries, and that we can use both in personal and business. And I know exactly how long traffic is going to take. And I use an app called Waze, W-A-Z-E. Many of you probably already, or you probably know about it or whatever, but I calculate, it will tell me. And it can guess based on traffic. Now, can something happen? Of course something can happen. Hey, that's life, right? So this is the reason we are trying to be more productive and get our top productivity pieces in place so that when stuff happens, we are ready. We're like, okay, guess what? Moving on. So you use your time accurately. That was number 7. Number 8 was that prioritization. So after you got all of that information, now you said, is it more important for me, and looking at revenue generating activities or actions, is it more important for me to outline a blog or make a phone call to a person I just met who expressed interest in working with me or buying my product? Big pause. You know the answer. So that's what you did with number 8. And then number 9, which was yesterday, was think tank time. And that might be something that you're saying is, well, that was weird, because I felt the same way. Like, what do I need to think time for? Well, because our brains are constantly going, right? You're going busy, you're on to the next thing. I can't tell you how many times I was in a different week because, pre-planning and looking at the future and looking at what's coming next. What do I need to prepare for? What do I need to have accomplished for? Sometimes you get ahead of yourself. And by taking a moment, and I think I gave you the action of a minute, not long at all, right? Just to stop, pause, and think. The thinking gives your brain that chance to slow down. It gives you the ideas. And whether you take your thinking time outside of your office, which I highly recommend, how many of you actually have great ideas in the shower? So that could be your think tank time too, if you wanted it to be, and then have a little paper, notebook, whatever, your phone to record your ideas. So that's what you did yesterday on day 9. And today it's just a check-in. So go back over everything. How am I doing? What have I done? Where am I today? And if you follow the steps, you are more than likely way more productive, or you're setting those steps into action. And so a lot of times, in law of attraction, they call it pre-paving or pre-planning. So law of attraction is what you think about, you get. So that's why number 9 is huge, right? That think tank time, what you think about. So by taking that moment in time and then leading up to longer than that, I know I've heard some podcasts and I know some high level business owners and executives that they take an hour a week. They schedule it into their calendar as an appointment, and that's what they do. And I forget who it was. It's not going to come to me at this moment, but he was in a meeting and somebody came in, he was working on a deal, and somebody came in and said, hey, look, we have this to think about. What do we do? And he looked at his assistant or his colleague and said, today is not the day I'm thinking of that. I will think of that tomorrow at 2 p.m. And everybody kind of looked at the guy like, are you kidding me? But guess what? He had $1 billion business. So if you don't have $1 billion business, and you're not even taking a minute to think, rethink it? Anyhow. All right, so today was your check-in. If you wish to respond, I would love to hear how you're doing. If you have any questions, absolutely let me know. I will see you on Monday. Have a fabulous weekend, and we'll finalize the last 2 weeks of February and get very productive. All right, bye now.